Hello again everybody, welcome back to Boozetooz. Tomorrow Youtooz is dropping their third wave of the Breaking Bad figures, so I figured today is a perfect day to unbox the original wave. So today we're going to be unboxing the entire first wave of the Breaking Bad figures that Youtooz released about a year ago. And that includes the Walter White figure, the Saul Goodman figure, the Jesse Pinkman figure, the Huel figure, the Tortuga figure, and if you bought all 5 of these on the website when they dropped, like I did, you got the Los Polos Hermanos figure for free. So without further ado, let's open these things up. Alrighty, let me spread these all out real quick so we can just take a quick look at all the front sleeves here. And there we go. So let me try to get these in order. I'm not sure which numbers are which, so I think I'm going to check on the website real quick. By the way, these are all the figures that are going to be dropping tomorrow, and I gotta say, this drop looks absolutely insane. I definitely have to get them all. But we'll talk about this incoming drop at the end of the video. Youtooz number 4, 2, number 3, number 0. Really? Really? This is the first one in the collection? Interesting. Okay, weird. I thought that Walter was definitely going to be the first one, but apparently it's Huel. Alrighty, so this is the official order of the collection. So we'll be starting off at number 1 here with Huel. Let's move all these ones to the side real quick and get them out of the frame. Check this thing out. Okay, so I've had these things for over a year now, but I've never actually opened them up besides the Walter White one and the Saul Goodman one, when I did that unboxing a while ago. So my original plan was to unbox the entire collection 2x2, but this bonus figure right here, the Los Polos Hermanos figure, never came in. So I had to message Youtooz like 8 months later, and I was like, hey, where's the figure? And apparently it got lost in the mail, so they had to send me a new one. And that kind of held up the entire unboxing, so that's kind of why I never really posted it. Until now, we're finally doing it. So let's get started on Huel. So we have his name on the top there, then we have the concept for the figure right there, and for the background, it looks like we just have a whole bunch of money, but actually the background's kind of the concept as well, because that's all part of the figure. The figure's of that iconic scene where he's laying in that giant pile of money. If you guys haven't already noticed, I'm sure you did. But on the rest of the sleeve here, it looks like we don't have much on the side there. On the back here, looks like we might have a window with some blinders on it right there. We have two, oh, never mind. This is the storage unit, isn't it? Okay, so we have the storage unit right here. We have the number right there. We have the Youtooz eyes on the bottom there. We have that big storage unit door right there. Obviously, that is where all the money is. It took me a second to get it. It's been a while since I watched Breaking Bad. But it looks like there isn't too much more on the sleeve here, so now let's take the sleeve off and let's check out the box. And look at that, he is number 1. I wonder why they decided to make him number 1 instead of Walter. That's very strange. So it looks like Huel is indeed number 0 of the Breaking Bad collection. We even have the Breaking Bad logo right there. We have the concept right there, and look at that figure. That thing is absolutely massive. Looks like we have a metallic background on the top side and the bottom there, and on the side of the box here, it looks like we have another picture of the concept right there with that metallic background, and on the back here, ooh, that's cool. So it looks like we have a depiction of Huel laying on the big pile of money there, and we have the description of the figure, and it says Mexico, all's I'm saying. And if my memory serves me right, I believe, isn't like Huel and the character that Bill Burr plays, I think, don't they like consider just taking the money and going to Mexico? I think something like that. But on the final side here, it looks like, oh, look at that. We actually do not have a message on this side of the box here. Very strange. But on the top here, we have another picture of the concept with that money background. And let's open this thing up and let's check out the message on the inside of the tab. And it says, I gotta do it, man. And I know exactly what that's referencing. That's what he says to the other guy he's with when he's about to lay on the big pile of money. But now let's open this thing up and let's check out the inside box design. And it looks like it's just a whole bunch of money. And this honestly fits the figure so well. I honestly don't think they could have made a better inside box design for this one. But now let's throw the box in the back there and let's check out the figure. It's one of these special ones where you just gotta slide it right out. And there it is. Look at that. That's cool. Can it stand up? I don't know if it can. Kind of. I guess it kind of can. But I guess it is supposed to be displayed like that, so it doesn't make much sense for it to be able to stand up straight, but I guess we'll just have to hold it while we go over the detail here. So first up here, we have the giant pile of money, and I honestly think they did a great job on this. There's some pretty good detail. They're not all like perfectly aligned. Like this one's kind of falling down the bottom there, so it gives a little bit more randomness. Also with the bands there as well, it doesn't go like straight down. It's just like kind of like loosely on there for each one. But here's a little zoom in on the money stack right there, and now let's check out the actual figure itself. This guy is pretty big, I gotta say. It's pretty massive, but it looks like he's got his black leather jacket on, he's got a blue collared shirt underneath that, a little bit of a white shirt underneath that, and we got some looks like dark blue pants and some black shoes there. I also love the little look of content on his face there as well. He seems very pleased with the situation. But here's a little close-up for these sides here, because of course this is how it's actually supposed to be displayed. I also like how the money around his head there is kind of messed up, which definitely makes sense because he just kind of like plops down in the pile. So here's a little 360 of this figure so you guys can see all of the detail in all of its glory. But now let's move this figure and the box to the back of the desk here, and let's pull out the next figure. Alrighty, so the next figure in the collection is quite possibly the best one in the collection, and that is going to be the Walter White Youtooz figure. So first things first, we gotta take it out of the protective sleeve here, and it's coming out in two parts. I gotta put the sleeve back on. There we go. So first up, I gotta say that I'm a big fan of the look of the front of the sleeve here, as you guys probably know from all the stuff in the back here. I'm a big fan of the color maroon, so anything maroon I like. Actually, before I forget, Boozetooz 2023. Come on, Youtooz, let's do this thing. But back to the figure here. So we have Walter White on the top there. We have the concept right there, and it looks like we have a maroon gradient on the back there. So we have maroon on the top there, then it fades to a black on the bottom there. And for the rest of the sleeve here, it looks like, are we in the lab possibly? Oh, I think this is based off of the fly episode, when they're spending the entire episode trying to kill that fly. But it looks like there's a little more than just one fly in the lab this time. So it looks like we have more or less the same kind of design on each side here. We have the light in the middle, and we have a pipe coming down on each side there, and it looks like each side also has two flies on it. But now let's take the sleeve off and let's check out the box. So it looks like Walter White is number one of the Breaking Bad collection. We have the concept right there, and we have that maroon gradient background. On the side of the box here, it looks like we have another picture of the concept right there, and we have the lab background in the back there. We also have a little fly on the lamp there. And it looks like he's actually in the position to be swatting the fly currently. But then on the back of the box here, oh, that is cool. That is definitely the lab. So it looks like we got a bunch of vats in the back there. We got a vat on the side there, another vat on this side. We got some lights and vents on the top there. And it looks like we have the little storage rooms right there with trays full of meth. And of course we have the classic red tile floor. And of course we have the description of the figure, and it says, "This fly is a major problem for us. It'll ruin our batch, and we need to destroy it and every trace of it so we can cook. Jesse, we need to cook." And it looks like this one actually does have a message on the final side here, and it says there has been a contamination. And on the top of the box here, of course, we have another picture of the concept right there with that maroon background. And let's open this thing up and let's check out the message on the inside of the tab. And the message on the inside of the tab says, "My head is not the problem, Jesse, the fly is." And it looks like we have sort of like a yellowish background, kind of reminds me of the walls on the sleeve there. Alrighty, let's take this figure out and let's check out the inside box design. And man, this figure looks great. Okay. And it looks like we just have some more depictions of the lab there. Oh, it looks like we have the shoe right there that I think Walter took off and he threw with the fly, didn't he? I think that's what it is. Looks like we have a broom on that side there as well, which he might have used to try to hit the fly, maybe. I'm trying to notice all the references here. But now let's throw the box and the sleeve in the back here, and let's check out the figure. And I forgot just how big this figure is. This one is a very nice looking figure. Looks like it's a little bit, it's not too sturdy. It's definitely very, Oh, there we go. There it falls. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it might actually have something to do with his posture here. Because, I mean, he's not really standing in a very steady stance, I'd say. But let's start on the top of the figure here. So it looks like we have the gas mask on the top of his head here. And this actually looks really good. So it looks like we have some very clear plastic for the glass portion of the mask. Then we have the two little ventilators on each side there. We have pink for the main color there. We have yellow. And then it looks like a little bit of a beigey white color on the bottom there. We also have these straps on the back there, and that honestly looks very, very good. Then of course we have his brown glasses, and I love how they put a little fly on his glasses there. That's awesome. The fly actually has some pretty good detail on there as well. Let me see if I can kind of zoom in on it. There you go. Look at that. Nice, very cool. And as you can see, Walter looks very, very angry, so it looks like he's about to smack the crap out of the fly. So it looks like he's holding this little weapon that he's gonna hit the fly with. He's got some blue gloves on, and of course he's got his cooking uniform on, which I don't think matches the show completely. I might be wrong here, but I don't think they wore orange ones, did they? I'm pretty sure that they were yellow, but I could be wrong. But then it looks like he's wearing some black shoes on the bottom there, and yeah, this thing looks pretty cool. So of course I'll give you guys a 360 of this figure as well, so you guys can check out all of the awesome detail on this figure, because this thing looks absolutely insane. But now let's get rid of this box and let's throw this figure in the back here and let's check out the next one. And I believe the next one is going to be Mr. Jesse Pinkman. So first up here, we got to take him out of his protective sleeve here and let's see if it comes out all at once. It does not. Coming out on 2 different pieces again. So let's put that back on, and here it is. So on the front of the sleeve here, it looks like we have Jesse Pinkman on the top there. We have the concept right there. And is it just me, or does the name look a little bit lower than usual for this one? Very strange. And I'm not sure what the background is supposed to be. Looks like we might have a little net on the top there. Oh, is that the upper walkway in the lab? Possibly. I don't know. I guess we'll see once we check out more. Or maybe not. Okay, so it looks like looks like this is probably the red tile floor on the bottom of the lab. And it looks like we have a little chair there as well. But now let's take the sleeve off and let's check out the box. And it looks like Jesse Pinkman is number 2 of the Breaking Bad collection. We have the concept right there. And it looks like we have sort of like an orangey maroon background there. On the side of the box here, it looks like we have another picture of the concept right there, and it looks like he is also in the lab. We have a big vat right there on the side there. Okay, so I think I was right. That is the upper walkway in the lab. Okay, cool. Oh, I like how these 2 figures are directly related to each other. So they're both based off of that one episode with the fly. So it looks like we have a shelf full of lab materials right there. We have a desk on either side there, a desk in the middle. We have a whiteboard on the wall there, and of course we have the description of the figure. So it looks like the description is another quote, and it says, "So you're chasing around a fly, and in your world, I'm the idiot." And on the final side, it looks like it says, "Let's cook already." And on the top of the box here, of course, we have another picture of the concept right there with that orangey maroon background. And let's open this thing up and let's check out the message on the inside of the tab. And look at that. This isn't even folded at all. I've never opened this thing up and I've never checked this figure out. And it looks like it says, "Whatever, I'll just cook on my own." Alrighty, let's take this figure out and let's check out the inside box design. And it looks like we don't have too much detail there. So it looks like we just have a bunch of lights on the top there and the light kind of shining down there. Alright, let's throw the box and the sleeve in the back here and let's check out the figure. And here it is. This thing looks cool. This one actually might be my favorite one out of the collection so far. So first up here, let's start on Jesse's mask, and it looks like he's wearing the same exact mask that was on the Walter White figure, except this this plastic looks a lot more foggy than Walter's did. Let me see. Let me pull this one out real quick. Oh yeah, that is definitely, I wonder why this one's so foggy. This one looks so much more foggy compared to this one. But we have the same kind of details, so we have the same kind of ventilators on the side there. Everything else about the mask is exactly identical besides the fogginess of the plastic there. Then of course we have Jesse's face, and it looks like he's a little bit angry. And it looks like he's kneeling on the swivel chair there. We have his sneakers in the back there, and of course we have the same kind of orange jumpsuit that Walter was wearing. Except on this one you can actually see the drawstrings on the front there a little bit better. Looks like he's also wearing the same blue gloves. We have the beard on the bottom of his face there, and of course the swivel chair there, and not too much detail on that. Yeah, this thing looks pretty cool. So now I'll give you guys another little 360 of the Jesse Pinkman figure, and this thing looks awesome. It's definitely my favorite one so far. But now let's get rid of this box and let's move this figure to the back here, and let's check out the next one. And the next figure we have is the Saul Goodman figure. So this one and the Walter one were the ones that I unboxed before, but the other ones I have not unboxed. So I have unboxed this one before, but I think I unboxed it a little bit more than a year ago, so I really don't remember too much about it. So it looks like we have Saul Goodman on the top there. We have the concept right there, and it looks like the background is a depiction of his office. And if I remember correctly, I think this is supposed to be the Constitution, maybe, or maybe the Bill of Rights. I don't know. It's some like American historical paper thing. We're not going to get too far into that, but now let's check out the rest of the sleeve here, and it looks like, oh, that is cool. So I do remember that he has a bunch of like Roman Greek columns in his office, and it looks like that's what the rest of the sleeve here is depicting. And it looks like they're actually pretty dirty there as well. I honestly like that. That's a cool little addition to make it look a bit more realistic and a bit more like Saul's actual office. But now let's take the sleeve off and let's check out the box here. And wow, oh man, these colors look great together right here. Oh, that looks really good. So it looks like Saul is number 3 of the Breaking Bad collection. We have the concept right there. and we have the same kind of background where it's supposed to be like a depiction of his office. On the side here, looks like we have another picture of the concept right there. We have a bookcase in the back there. We have a column on the side there, and it looks like we have a little bit more of that wallpaper in the back there. Then on the back of the box here, oh, look at that. That is classic right there. So we have Saul's desk right there. We have the classic mug right there that says World's Greatest Lawyer. We have some books on the desk there, that lamp. And of course we have the We the People document in the back there. We have the 2 windows on the top there. We have a column on each side there. And yeah, this looks awesome. And on the final side here, it looks like we have a little message on the bottom that says, I fight for you, Albuquerque. And on the top of the box here, it looks like we have the concept right there with that same kind of background. And let's open this thing up and let's check out the message. Oh, look at that. There's actually no message on the top of this. What? That's so weird. Why is there no message? Why is there no message? Why, Youtooz? Why did you do this? I'll just add one in myself. Did you know that you have rights? There we go. See, it's there. It's just in invisible ink, so you just can't see it with the naked eye. But now let's take this figure out and let's check out the inside box design. And it looks like it's just going to be the design of his office there. Very cool. But now let's throw the box and the sleeve in the back here, and let's check out the figure. Man, that thing was really stuck on there, but here it is. Very cool. Man, his desk seems so small in comparison to his body here. Very strange. It looks like, gives me like the commercial vibes, you know? So of course we have the classic Saul like kind of comb over hair on the top there. That looks pretty good. We have the little earpiece in his ear there. It looks like he has some pretty interesting colors going on in his suit. Definitely reminiscent of Better Call Saul when he started wearing all those super colorful suits. But if you look past the book there on his jacket, you can see a little orange logo there, and it looks like that's the like Law and Order symbol that a lot of courts and lawyers use. Looks like he also has a little pocket square in there as well. So he has a green undershirt and an orange and blue striped tie there. He's got some pink socks on there as well. He's holding a book that says We the People inside there. He's wearing some black shoes there. We got some books on the desk there. Not too much detail on the desk there though. This figure does look very, very cool though, and I'm glad that they chose this position. This is like the perfect pose for Saul to be in for a figure. So now I'll give you guys another little 360 of the Saul Goodman figure. But now let's get rid of this box. Let's move this figure to the back here with the other figures, and let's pull out our next one. So the next figure we're going to be unboxing is the final figure that was in the drop, which is Tortuga. We still have this figure left, the Los Polos Hermanos figure, but this figure was not available for purchase. But we'll talk about that when we unbox that figure. So now let's check out the Tortuga figure. I forget the name of the actor that played this role, but honestly he did such a good job with this role. I know that he's in like a ton of like super hardcore action movies. But on the front of the sleeve here, it looks like we have Tortuga on the top there. We have the concept right there, and we have a very plain looking gradient in the back there. Then for the rest of the sleeve here, it looks like, oh, those must be the turtle's feet. The footprints of the turtle with the bloody head on it. So we have some blood in the sand there as well. Very cool. I like this design for the sleeve here. But now let's take the sleeve off and let's check out, oh my god, that figure is so massive. What? I had no idea it was this big. Holy crap. So it looks like Tortuga is number 4 of the Breaking Bad collection. We have the concept right there, and it looks like we have the same kind of gradient for the background there. And on the side of the box here, ooh, look at that. Okay, so it looks like we have the Arizona, or no, it's not Arizona, New Mexico desert there. We have a bunch of like desert plants in the back there, and we have the concept right there. And on the back here, oh, look at that. Is that Hank? Is that Hank Strider right there? Ooh, sussy. You sussy baka. So it looks like we have the desert hills and the blue sky in the background there, and it looks like we have Hank Strider, the DEA agent, checking out the head of Tortuga, probably not knowing that it's decapitated just yet. He probably thinks he's just standing over there. He's like, oh, why is he just standing there? That's strange. Why is his head so low to the ground? I have no idea. But it looks like he does have some binoculars there, and of course we have the description of the figure, and it says, you act like you've never seen a severed head on a tortoise before. Alrighty, on the final side here, it looks like, oh, looks like we do not have a final message. Interesting. But I mean, that does make sense because this this figure comes from a very, very small part of one episode. So there's not too many lines or anything that goes with it. On the top of the box here, it looks like we have a picture of the concept right there with sort of like a dark yellow background. And let's open this thing up and let's check out the figure. Another fresh opening that I've never opened before. Very cool. And it looks like the message on the inside of the tab says, slow and steady doesn't always win the race. Alrighty, let's take this figure out, and wow, this thing is so massive. Holy crap. This might be the biggest regular sized Youtooz figure that I've ever seen. But before we check the figure out, let's check out the design on the inside of the box here. So it looks like we have the DEA SUV parked on the side there. Then of course we have Hank and is that Gomez in the back there? Probably. Or maybe not. No, maybe that's Mexican authority because it does say Policia. So it's probably not Gonzalez or Gomez. Something like that. It's some G name, I know that. But it looks like Hank doesn't look very pleased when he's checking out the severed head there. But now let's throw the box and the sleeve in the back there, and let's finally check out this ginormous figure. This thing is massive. Definitely does not have the amount of weight that I was expecting with it, but honestly it's not too bad. It's not too light. I'd say it's a good weight probably. So it looks like we have some pretty good detail on the hair there. We have a little band at the ponytail there as well. It looks like, oh, I like that. So for the eyes, instead of regular Youtooz eyes, it looks like they use two Youtooz eyes to make kind of like X eyes. Very cool. Looks like we have a little bit of blood on his face there as well. We have his very reminiscent mustache and his mouth wide open. And on the bottom there, it looks like we have some very rigid edges for the neck there. We have some blood dripping all around there, all on the top of the turtle there. And of course we have the actual turtle itself, and I gotta say the design on the shell here looks awesome. But of course we have the little message that's scribbled into the shell there, and it says Hola DEA. And obviously this was a message to the DEA from the drug lords. I also like the design on the arms there as well as the little like fingernails that it has going on there. I mean, they don't have fingers, but you know what I'm talking about, like toenails, I guess, maybe. And it looks like the turtle actually has some Youtooz eyes there as well. That's very cool. I just noticed that. Awesome. But the only thing about it is that the scale is completely off from the other figures. So if you display these all together, it looks kind of strange. But then again, if they made it to scale, it would probably only be like that big, you know? So I guess it does make sense to blow it up out of proportion. But I don't know, it just looks a little strange with the other figures there. So before we pull out the final figure, let's just pull all of these ones to the front here, because this is actually the entire collection, besides the Los Polos Hermanos one, because technically that one was just a bonus figure, and I don't think it's technically part of the collection. But it looks like Walter keeps falling over. I don't know, I'm kind of disappointed that he's not too stable here, and he keeps falling over. Like with any little nudge to the table, he just falls right over. I should have opened these up earlier. I probably could have gotten a replacement for them. But honestly, these guys look pretty awesome together, I gotta say. But now let's move these guys back a little bit and let's check out the final figure, which is the Los Polos Hermanos bonus figure. And here it is. This thing looks absolutely insane. So let's take it out of the sleeve here. And this is another one that I have never actually opened up myself. So I've never seen it out of the box before. I've never even taken it out of the protective sleeve here. So this is all going to be brand new to me. I think I got to move these guys back a little bit more. So as I said before, this figure was the bonus figure, and you could only get it if you bought all 5 of the Breaking Bad figures. But that was only for about like 6 or 8 months, and then they decided to just list these on Amazon for like 30 bucks. And I was like, what the heck? I bought the entire collection so I could get this figure, and now you're just selling it for $30? What the heck? But I don't know. I probably would have bought the entire collection anyway. I just want like the main characters of the show. I don't need every little character, but the new wave has all the major characters, and I gotta buy them all. I gotta. Unless you see this video and you want to send me a free set, I mean, that works too. But now let's finally check out the detail for the sleeve here, and this thing is so colorful. So we have Los Polos Hermanos on the top there. We have the concept right there, and it looks like we have the blue square that's in the logo, and we have some yellow and some red on the top there. Then for the rest of the sleeve here, it looks like, oh, okay, so we have the Los Polos Hermanos building there. So it looks like we have the doors open, but it looks like we have the shutters on the windows closed. Oh, Walter keeps falling over. What the heck? What the heck? I might have to lean him up against something so he stops falling over. But then it looks like we have a garbage can on the bottom of the box there. We have the Youtooz eyes right there. And let's take the sleeve off and let's check out the box here. So it looks like the Los Polos Hermanos figures. Okay, so I guess it is technically part of the collection. So they are number 5 of the Breaking Bad collection. We have the concept right there. Yeah, so it looks like we just have a blue gradient on the background there. And this figure looks awesome. I cannot wait to get this thing out of the box. Alrighty, on the side of the box here, it looks like we have another picture of the concept right there with that blue logo in the back there. We have the yellow and the red in the back there as well. And on the back of the box here, So it looks like, is this the back of the restaurant possibly? So it looks like we have a garbage can right there. We have a couple buckets right there. We have the Youtooz eyes on the bottom there. And of course we have the description of the figure, and it says, "The finest ingredients are brought together with love and care, then slow cooked to perfection. But don't take my word for it, one taste and you'll know." And on the final side here, looks like we do not have a message on this one either, but we do have some buckets there. Looks like, is that the front steps possibly? Maybe? I don't know. But on the top of the box here, it looks like we have the picture of the concept right there. We have the blue background, and it looks like we actually have a rip on the top here. Man, that is too bad. That's too bad it came ripped though. I guess I'll just have to be careful so it doesn't rip anymore. There we go. Okay, cool. And the message on the inside the tab says, "The old ways are still best." Alrighty, let's take this thing out and let's check out the inside box design. And it looks like we just have the inside of Los Polos Hermanos there. Very cool. So it looks like we have the menu on the top there. We have the front desk with the cash registers on it. And of course we have some seating on the side there. Alrighty, so the box and the sleeve in the back there, and let's check out the figure. This thing looks so cool. Yeah, this one is definitely the pinnacle of the Breaking Bad collection. This is so cool. I mean, I guess I can see why they are selling it for $30 again, because this is such a cool figure and all Breaking Bad fans should have the ability to get it. I just wish they kind of told us that beforehand. So here we have the Chicken Brothers, the Los Polos Hermanos. And they definitely look very similar, but they also have like their own style going there. So I don't know what these red things on the top here are called, but it looks like each chicken has a different design for it. So this one has a bit more of a longer one that goes towards the front there, while this one just has one that just kind of goes straight up and just kind of stays on the top of the head there. Then it looks like the left one here has a poncho that is red and green, and we got some yellow on the bottom there. He has his sombrero on the side of his arm there as well. Looks like he's wearing some yellow and black striped pants and some brown shoes there. Whereas the one on the right side here looks like he is wearing blue and a red poncho. We have some yellow on the bottom there as well. And it looks like he's wearing some very similar pants, but it looks like they're kind of like beige and red pants. And it looks like he's actually wearing some black shoes with some brown bottoms on there. I also like how he has a little pocket on the side of his pants there. Very cool. But then it looks like he has his sombrero on the back there. Looks like this guy actually has a tail on the back there as well. Does this guy have a tail? Oh, he does have a tail. I didn't even see that. But then on the bottom here, it looks like we have sort of like a sandy desert ground. We have some rocks on the side there. We have a big cactus on the left side there as well. And looks like we have some blue, we have some red. And these things kind of remind me of those little dangly things that are sometimes on the bottom of sombreros. I think that's probably what's supposed to be. Then it looks like we actually have a blue on the bottom there as well. And this figure looks absolutely insane. This one, okay. I know I said that Jesse was my favorite, but I gotta say this one is now my favorite. This one is so cool. And I don't think there's gonna be one that's gonna be able to beat this one out, to be honest. Out of the entire collection, I think this is probably going to be my favorite one of all time. I also like how this one has his mouth open there as well. You can even see a tongue in his mouth there. Very cool. Yeah, this figure looks absolutely insane. I'm so glad that they included this as a bonus figure, so we got it for free if you bought the entire collection. But now I'll give you guys a 360 of this figure as well before we pull out all the figures and we check them out all together. And here we have the entire first wave of the Breaking Bad collection. Very, very cool. So it's going to be very hard to top this wave, but honestly, I think the wave that's dropping tomorrow, which has Hector, it has the duo pack for Walt and Jesse on the couch drinking beer. That one's really cool. I'm definitely picking that one up. Then we have Walt Jr. in the cereal bowl, and we have one more. Which one is it? Let me think. I got this. Let me think. Oh my god, how did I forget Mike? Yes, we have Mike there as well. So I don't know, I gotta say, I really want this entire drop, but I don't know if I have the money for it right now. I'm hoping this one stays in stock for a while, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to buy it immediately. I'm gonna have to wait on this one. But there we have it. Let me know down in the comments which one out of these 6 figures is your favorite. If I were to rank them right now, I'd probably say this one is number 1. Then I'd probably go Jesse number 2, Walt number 3, Saul, and then probably Hill and Tortuga as the last one, just because it's such a small part of the entire show. But I gotta say, my favorite thing out of the entire collection is the fact that they matched the Walt and Jesse figures together with the same like episode reference. I think that's pretty cool. But that is all I have for you guys for this video. So if you guys like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more Youtooz unboxings. Make sure to check out the new figures that are dropping tomorrow. Make sure to pick up a couple of them. Make sure to ask Youtooz to make a Boozetooz Youtooz, and I will see you guys in the next video.